I'm Ellen, and I'm here to talk to you about making little Christmas ornaments from cake pops. And this started when I first saw the Bake Pop pan being advertised. You've probably seen it on TV. I got very excited because I thought this would be a really cool idea to make little Christmas ornaments. And here's what I made. Now what you're going to see here is the very first time I've ever done it. I'm going to make these 4 ornaments, in fact. And I thought it came out pretty well, actually. And so maybe you'll want to try it and see what you can do with it. Here's what you're going to need before you start, though. You need to get a plastic rod that's going to be your hanger. Now this one's already bent. It was a clear plastic rod that was 6 feet long, and I cut it up into 6-inch pieces. You can also buy 14-inch white styrene at hobby stores like model train places. Plastrux makes them, and I think it's Greenline is the other company I know that makes it. So those will work as well. You're going to need a heat source to do this bending thing. A heat gun works great, or you could even do it with boiling water probably, but it does need to be fairly hot. And you need Reese's peanut butter cups. These are the tiniest ones that they make. They come unwrapped. The Reese's peanut butter cup minis. You need some kind of silver or gold dust, edible dust. Wilton's makes one. That's what I used. It's silver pearl dust. There's also a gold. There's a bronze. There's all sorts of colors. So you need that. You need candy melts. And again, that's available at any craft store, just like the Wiltons. You should be able to find that at Michael's or Joann's. And you need cake balls, little cake pops. These are made with the cake pan, but you could do this easily with the kind that you mush up, you know, with the finished cake and the frosting. I just like these because this is why I bought the pan. So I'm excited about it. So let's look at the video, and maybe you'll want to do these too. Okay, before you even get started, you need to plan how these things are going to harden and dry. Because, you know, with a cake pop, you normally would just stick the stem of the lollipop into the piece of foam, green foam, and let it sit there and harden. That would be fine. But we've bent our sticks into little hooks, and they're not going to stick in foam. So you need to come up with a way to hang them. And this is what I came up with. These are binder clips, like you can get at any kind of office supply store. And I don't know if you know this, but you can take the little metal clip off. It's a regular wire hanger. Put the little metal clip like that. Put it back on, which of course will not be easy to do with the camera rolling. And put that back on there. And now see, I'll be able to hang it. And use a little piece of masking tape just to keep it from wandering too much, because I have more than one on here. Now I'm gonna hang them from my pot rack, and that's how they're gonna dry. So there we go. Okay, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna make the little hooks that our ornaments hang from. Now, if you're using the plastic styrene I mentioned, that bends a lot easier. You can do that with boiling water, really boiling water, not a little boil, really boiling. But this is a little beefier, and I found that I really needed to use a heat gun to get it to work at all. I have my bolt here that I told you about. That's going to be my mold for my hooks. And this is noisy and loud. I apologize about that. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, notice my lovely hairstyle here? That is because you can catch your hair on fire. This thing is like 400 degrees. And if you've ever caught your hair on fire or been around someone whose hair caught on fire, it is not a pleasant scene, so just put your hair back and be safe. Alright, here we go. This takes a lot longer than you think it's going to. can see that it is starting to bow and bend a little bit. That means it's probably a good time to start it. It might take more than one attempt at getting it high. So let's see how we do here. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm probably going to go with that. You do have to let it cool in this position or it bounces back. Okay. Slide it off, that's okay. Now I'm going to put the back end up against it and we'll get that little backwards turn that makes the ornament hang straight down. Okay. And again, you have to wait for it to cool. That's pretty good. I'll take that. If you can figure out a way to make these go real even and smooth and look all the same, send me a PM on the YouTube because I'd like to know how to do that. This is the best I've been able to do. Next, we're going to do our little metal ornament caps. Okay? Okay, here's where we're going to do the all-important little ornamental cap that makes it look like an ornament instead of just a ball. So, these are these little mini Reese's peanut butter cups. They're unwrapped. They're the tiniest of the Reese's peanut butter cups. And upside down, I think they look perfect. But they're brown. You could go with that. In all honesty, that would be okay, but I wanted them to look like metal. This is that silver pearl dust that I told you about from Wilton. And they have it in gold, they have it in silver, they have all sorts of different metals. So it's perfectly edible and works great. So sprinkle a little in the cap. You notice I've got a folded piece of paper here. That'll catch anything that doesn't get stuck on the chocolate, and then we can dump it back in the little tube and save it and use it later. Just want to poke this through as straight as you can and keep your finger on the other side of the peanut butter cup. That'll help it keep from it's not very straight, but c'est la vie. Okay? And you don't get a lot of peanut butter on there. You get a little bit of chocolate, but not much. And you can wipe that off later. And just a nice dry brush. And there you go. Easy as pie. Okay, so that's the end of what we can do without actual cakes in our hands. And as you hear, my oven is going, so the cakes are in baking. And we will come back and start working with cakes in a minute. Okay? Okay, this is pretty much the normal way to do it. Okay, just like you have in your instructions or however you've done it before. Melted candy per the package instructions, and whoop, there we are. Now, and when I get all these done, I'm going to stick them all back in the fridge and let them cool back down for the final decorating part. Okay? Okay, so decorating. Pretty much your basic stuff. Melted the candy just per the instructions. I did find I had to add that little bit of vegetable shortening to thin it out. And I found I could not roll these in the sugars without it becoming a mess, so I'm just going to sprinkle sugar on. I'm going to make an all pink one here. Obviously, you know, more Christmassy colors if you want. This would be cute if you were doing a baby shower. And there's any kind of cake decorating thing would work for this. You could stick little sugar candies on. You could let them dry completely and dust them with the silver dust that we have. You could airbrush them. Wilton makes those airbrush sprays that you can use on it after it's hard. You can do anything really to make them look pretty and festive. I'm making a mess. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to call that done. I'm going to stop here for a second and then go over and hang this up so it can dry. Okay, so I'm going to hang it up here on my little hanger. There we go. And as you can see, spacing is a really critical issue there. So start in the middle, because if you start at one side, it's all going to hang over and things will knock into each other. And that's it. We'll just keep going until we get done. Okay, well, that's how I made the little cake balls, Christmas ornaments, and hopefully you will think that's a great idea and want to try it yourself. And if you come up with any ways to improve it, please do send me a message. I'm really interested in the idea. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoyed it.